Well, just a run up. My last video was just when I went to court a couple of weeks back. My case was adjourned, and yeah, I've got to go back. Anyways, sorry about the blur on the camera. I don't know why. Anyways, I've been researching a lot about this. Well, yeah, for quite some time, I should say. It's nothing new, but this simulated world that we live in. A lot of people have been saying it's a hologram. No, I don't believe that. It's a solid. It's real. In a material retrospect, I should say. I'm not talking about the philosophical, spiritual aspect to life. But being a TI, being in the program is just a perfect example of how we live in a computer simulated world. It's taken me some time to be 100% certain of certain, how can I put this, queries of mine. Now, most target individuals understand that our lives are simulated and they're trying to force us into a false reality. Perhaps it could be because we've fallen out of the mainstream false reality that's presented to the populace. Now, I think it was in 1951, from memory, a man called Alan Turing devised a test called the Turing test. And that's to kind of test if a human being knows it's dealing with a computer. It's a very basic definition. Now, I believe that us target individuals are actually helping this artificial intelligence, this program, which is stalking and harassing us, this machine. And when I say it's stalking us, because we live in a digital world, everyone is hooked up to a computer. Now, if people want to laugh at me, well, I've got a very good example. I've got an iPhone 7. I'm not boasting, okay? I'm using this as an example. I don't give a shit what phone I have, okay? I'm using what I have now for recording stuff and accessing internet and research. If I wasn't in the program, I wouldn't bother with this technology. I wouldn't need it. But anyways, I received a text message from someone's mother, a friend's mother. I didn't save the number in my phone. A couple of weeks later, I was receiving a phone call from this number, and the iPhone read underneath the number, the caller ID, maybe it was such and such. Now, my phone went through the message, and in the message it said, "Hi, I am such and such." So my phone went through the message and scanned it and took the name from the message and latched it, to that number, matched it up to that number. So if I'm holding a device that can do that, something that the general population has in their hands, then could you imagine what secret technologies there are out there? Now, you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to know that the ones higher up the hierarchical chain of command, the ones with classified access to classified information, etc., etc. You're telling me that they don't have a computer or a program or a machine that is actually dubbed artificial intelligence, or it is an artificial intelligence? It's not highly likely. It is what's going down. So us targeting individuals, we're teaching this AI. So in the future, people don't fall out of the, how can I put this, the computer simulated dream world that we're living in, when we could be living in such a real world. That's why there's wars. That's why there's so much atrocities going down. It's all being orchestrated by a freaking computer. It doesn't have a heart. It's a machine. Even wars are simulated on a computer so they can see where they could possibly win, where they could possibly lose a battle. Everything is simulated. I mean, I only know that much, like a little fraction of what is actually out there. But fuck, this is what's happening, people. Try not to be a creature of habit. Try to use the right side of your brain. When you use the right side of your brain, this computer can't keep up. And better yet, if you merge the right and left hemispheres of your brain and you use both sides of your brain equally at the same time, this machine can never keep up. Never. AI, humanity is going to give you a run for your fucking money. Whoever created you has to go back to the drawing board because we're still snapping out of it. That machine's not that smart. It doesn't have creativity. It doesn't have spontaneity, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, sorry. It can't be random. Everything's calculated. I mean, download the chess application, chess, the game, and play your phone, play the computer. If your moves are calculated, and how can I put this? I'm always at a block. But yeah, if your moves are always calculated and predictable, then eventually, after a few moves, how can I put this? The bot that you're playing will work you out. So you got to throw out just random moves every now and then. And you also got to be smart because this computer can even pick up on, how can I put this? The routine that you're, of being random. It can pick up, at a loss for words again. Please bear with me. Someone help me out. Leave it in the comment. At this, right, 726. At 726, you were stuck on this. This is what you were looking for. Just leave it down there. Have a laugh. Keep this thing light. But yeah, it's everything is calculated. If you want to go watch people that go and skim casinos and just people that swindle the gaming arena, they count cards. And that's how they know how to play the game. That's how they know what's being dropped on the table. So this is how the computer works, but at a very, very high rate, more efficient. It doesn't miss things. But again, it still can't be spontaneous. It can be taught to be spontaneous, but there'd still be a cycle that you can pick up on when it's being random. So it's not really random. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. When you're being random yourself, or spontaneous, try not to leave like a cycle behind. Try not to do it too many times because it will pick up on that. But anyways, I guess this is what happens when you've been isolated for quite some time. You don't really have any give and take conversations with people that's constructive or positive. You're always defending yourself. You're always on your toes. You've always got your shield up. You're always in that fight, flight, or freeze scenario. And at times they can all jumble up at one if you've been in that state of mind for prolonged periods of time. But you got to remember, people, humans are adaptable to every environment. That's why we're on every continent of this globe. And the key to breaking down our division is to understand that good and evil, positive and negative, is everywhere. Okay, it's in all societies, all philosophies, all religious beliefs, all communities. Okay? So, I'm guessing people have learnt that they had a black president in America, Barack Obama. What did he do for the black people? Nothing. It's not about your skin color, people. Okay? It's about who you align with. Okay? And the seesaw, if you want to picture who, the good and the bad, that's a seesaw, then yeah, the bad outweighs the good in the material world. But in the spiritual world, it's the other way around. So if you want to throw them both together and analyze them, we see equal. It's equally balanced. As although it appears it's not, it is. Corruption has entered the hearts of many men. It's always been around. I've done some research in the last couple of days about India's caste system. I used to think that the British introduced the caste system to India. How wrong was I? India had a caste system long before Britain came along. And so did Egypt and many other ancient civilizations. But yeah, just anyways, people. I'll cut this. I'm just rambling and rambling and rambling. No actual direction. But yeah. When you waking up, you have moments of clarity. You have milestones. You have legacies, is what I call them. The Russian doll, the babushka, opens up, and there's another little one inside, and you open up the other one, and that's what these little moments are. And I'm kind of like at the smallest one now. I probably have one or two left to open, I'm guessing. And yeah, the journey's been hard but fun. I've learned many things. The program has pushed me along really fast, has sped up, given me a crash course kind of ahead of my time, and it just felt like I was in very, very deep water. But I've learned to swim, and those weights that they've thrown on my back don't seem to be weighing me down anymore. I'm coping very fine with everything that's up here and everything that's around me. So, I don't know. To those people slamming their gates, their doors, etc., little noise harassment campaigns, the new neighbours that walked past and gave me that little cheeky smile, I'm not going to bite. I'm not violent. Don't believe them. I'm a very civilised person, so when you walk past me next time, stop and say hi. Even though you guys could be perps and could be blasting me with directed energy weapons, I'll forgive but never forget. Just remember that, folks. I try not to hoard hate or any negative emotion inside me, because I don't like to bring my vibration down. My vibrational frequency, I don't like it dropping, because then I'm kind of blindfolded. I don't like being blindfolded. Anyways, adios amigos, and yeah, guys, check out it's gonna be random, but no, before I cut this video, check out Brendan O'Connell. He's a good man. He's been jumping from country to country. He's an Australian, so I think he's from Perth, Western Australia. Just check out his videos and yeah, see what he's putting out there. He's doing a lot of good work for us, folks. And to those people that are banging on Brendo's door, don't think me saying leave him alone is going to do much. But yeah, we're all fighting our own battles here, but I'm identifying what he's doing and I'm paying homage. So people out there, just look up Brendan O'Connell, watch his videos. He's a funny man, keep you entertained, but he's also got so much information up here. He's very smart, very clever man. Anyways, ciao.